How's it going, everybody? My name is Kevan Kenney, and welcome to a brand new episode of Billboard Live. We appreciate you checking us out today. And if you are not one of the 9 million monthly listeners who check these guys out on Spotify each and every month, you are in for quite the treat today. Their name is Arizona. Their debut album, Gallery, is out this Friday, and they're going to play us a couple songs and hang out for a Q&A after. So without further ado, boys, take it away. Arizona, everybody. That was insane. I don't want to get tripped over here. That was awesome, guys. Here, come around. We're going to sit and chat. That was, I don't think we've ever had a performance like that. I mean, you can't see it at home right now, but we've got a soundboard over there. Just the sounds coming out of the stage. That was awesome.
Thank you.
But I got to start with the name. We can't talk about anything before we talk about this name. For a couple guys from Jersey, how do you wind up with the name Arizona?
It's a good one.
Is it?
It's a story that used to be top secret, and now it's not.
Can we
secret,
world premiere it here on Billboard Live?
Declassify
I
it.
think Zach tells the story best.
Yeah, I mean, basically we were producers and songwriters for like a long time. You know what I mean? So we made music for other people, and it just got to a point where after doing it for so long, at some point we all sort of said to ourselves, you know, this has been great, but you know, you burn out on things sometimes. So I'm just gonna hold that. And at some point, you know, we kind of made a jam one night after being in the studio super late. It was Nate and I living in LA, and Dave was back on the East Coast, and we, you know, traveled quite a bit. And we sent this song to Dave, and we said, hey, you know, it's cool. And his first question was, who's it for? And we didn't have an answer. We were just like, oh, it's just fun to make some jams. So we ended up talking about maybe doing a project where we just did our own music, and sort of a last resort thing. Like, well, you know, nothing else is going super well, so let's just have some fun. Yeah. So eventually the conversation came up, like, what would we call a band of us dudes, right? And Nate was wearing a hat that said Arizona on it.
It was
and
all
Dave
my fault.
Yeah, it was all Nate's fault. And Dave made a joke, said, why don't we call it Arizona? You know, it's not going to matter. No one's ever going to care. It'll be a cool thing. It looks cool. You know, Dave does all of our designs, so he made this logo. It was a joke, so we laughed at it. And when we got done laughing, we said, you know what? Why not, you know?
It's got a cool name.
Yeah, it was never about the name for us. It was never about what it was going to look like or what it was going to be for us. It was just a really fun project, and we didn't want to take it too seriously. We just wanted to have fun with our best friends. So
I hope you still have that hat, man. I think some fans
I do.
Pay top dollar for that. Yeah.
I keep that hat nice and safe in a lockbox.
nice and safe.
Exactly. Keep it there. Let's talk about this album that comes out on Friday. It's your debut full-length album. It's called Gallery. What is an album? You're an interesting group, because what does this album mean to you? It's because, you know, usually a debut album is an introduction to a band. It's how you're going to meet a band. But you guys have sort of just created this tremendous fandom around, you know, your songs on streaming services. So, like, how did you approach the album? Because you already have the fans. You already have the sort of the hits on Spotify and the different services. So what does Gallery mean to you guys?
That's kind of funny because we started off trying to make an EP.
Okay.
Not even an album.
Not even an album. And then at some point, everyone was like, let's just make an album. And so coming up with Gallery was kind of backwards to the typical process.
Okay.
So for us, it was like, how do we package this in a way that encompasses the way we feel about the entire project? And so Gallery's got two meanings. We met in a building called Galleria.
Okay.
So that was like a nod to our sort of meeting.
Was that at school?
We were in school. We were
Okay.
super young. There was a recording studio in the town that we grew up in that was run by a guy that was a really good family friend of Dave's, and I just met him by being in that town, and he kind of became our mentor. And we met sort of working there in a studio called the Gallery, in a basement of this big art gallery called the Galleria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it
So
was a
that's
fun
like
little
part
story.
one. And
Okay.
then part two is like really, I think all of these songs can point to particular moments in our lives. And it's a culmination of like 10 years of knowing Zach, like 6 years of knowing Nate. Like, so Gallery is like, it's us on display for everyone to see.
I want to talk briefly about that sort of just grassroots fandom, this fan following you guys have that is so tremendous. And I actually got to catch your guys' LPR show with Coin, which is a venue here in New York for anyone not from the area. It was sold out, by the way, so congratulations on that, selling out a show in New York City. But it was incredible just to see that in person, just how crazy the fans are. What do you attribute that to? Because, you know, there's so many bands every day that they put their songs up on streaming services, and for yours to cut through the sort of clutter, what do you sort of chalk that up to?
It was just something that we we didn't. I don't think we ever tried to hit a mark. You know, we just consistently did something that we loved doing, and I think at some point when we put it out into the world, it was one of the things where it was either going to sink or swim, and we didn't really do it for that reason. We said, this is us, this is what we love doing right now. We don't have any plans. There's no sort of design for it. It's just music, and it just so happened to touch so many people, I guess, in ways that we're only finding out now on a deeper scale, going on tour and selling out shows like that, where you have all these people and they come up to you afterwards and you put the face to the number, and it's something bigger than us. It's beyond our control. It's beyond our knowledge. We just love making music, and we also love the fact that people dig it and connect to it.
We love the music you guys make, so it's a nice
Cheers, man.
1-2 there. I want to talk about that connection, that incredible connection you guys have with the fans, and this new single of yours, Electric Touch, the music video. I want to hear that story because it features fans of yours that I think reached out to you, a couple from maybe, you tell the story.
Sure. So we received a letter from Haley, who was featured in the video, and Haley wrote to us talking about how our music really helped her and her girlfriend get through some tough times in their relationship, and she was planning to come out to one of our shows in Seattle, and they were like, could you dedicate a song to us? And we were like, of course, we're like down. But then at the same time, we had just put together Electric Touch, and we were thinking about a music video for Electric Touch. And so it made sense. It's like, okay, why don't we, rather than just dedicating a song, like let's dedicate a whole video to them, because we love their story. And for us, just the fact that someone would go out of their way to travel to Seattle, because I believe they're from Michigan. Yeah. So like they're from far away. They flew out and all that. So we were like, hey, we'll make you guys the center of our newest music video, and that's
like
kind of how it came
coolest,
about.
raddest thing I've ever heard a band do. I mean, that's so cool. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen the video, where can they check it out at home?
On YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube.com/This Is Arizona Music.
There you go.
From right
That's the
to left
URL,
for us.
guys.
Yeah, it's also on like Vivo and a whole bunch of other services. Yeah.
That's so dope. Now, do you guys? Is there any other like crazy fan stories like that you're just connecting, or maybe being on the road because you guys tour a lot?
I think for us, just like every night, like coming out, because
It's
like
crazy.
yeah, we're only on our Coin's the second tour we've ever been on. Our
wild.
first tour we
Yeah.
ever did was in February with Kevin Garrett.
Okay.
So every night, just going out there and seeing a room full of people that know your songs, us alone, that's
wild,
a crazy
right?
fan story,
It's
because we've
Is
never
that trippy
experienced
like at
that.
first, where like
It's
you know
so
you see the
trippy.
streaming numbers and those are great, but they're numbers, and then you go and you're like, oh, these are the faces and these are the people.
Those are the people,
that
yeah.
are fueling those numbers. What's that like?
It's weird because you have again, I think just coming from the world that we came from originally, where we're not, we're on the other side of the glass, so to speak. We interpret artists' visions, and we make these songs and these records for them, and then they go out there and be the artist. And now we're doing that. I think just because we come from that sort of world, we have that sort of discipline. It's just like, as the artist up on stage, to receive that love with no middleman. I mean, there's nothing between you and the people there, and they come up to you and they give you all this love for what you do. It's interesting because it's kind of a responsibility for us. You meet people that are in it for the kicks and the thrills sometimes, and for us, it's not about that. It's about connection. So I had this one moment, just following up on your original question. I had this one moment the other day when we were in we were in this venue. It was really big. There's a bunch of security guys there, and after the show, this big security dude comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey man, I work with the security here at the venue. Can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Okay, I'm about to get my ass kicked, and we went to the front of the venue, and there was a moment that he said, "Hey man, like on stage when you played that trumpet, that's my father's trumpet, and he just recently lost his battle to lung cancer." So I told that story to everyone out there. I was like, "Hey, my dad just passed away for this tour, so I brought this trumpet out to to play." And it was just, I wanted to connect with people and share something with people. And he came up to me after the show and he was like, "Yo, I lost my son like 9 months ago to cancer, and like I just really want you to know that like that meant a lot to me that you'd share that." And that was just crazy to me, because it was like, these are people that like, we're not just out there playing a cool show. It's like more than the music. This is about connecting as people. It's like, this is our medium. Music is our medium, but we're just people, and we're trying to make sure that when you come to see us, you get to know us as people, so that we can leave with something more than just a cool show.
Yeah.
So that was one of, like Nate said, many experiences like that.
It's powerful stuff, man. It's a reminder of why you do it. You know what I mean? You guys
100%.
start just kind of messing around in the studio. Hey, this sounds cool, and then you eventually affect people's lives like that. It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible. I want to just tie back to the new single, Electric Touch, really really quick. It was and it's sort of tie it together with your co-writer on that. I think Julia Michaels worked with you guys on that. So we were just talking to her because she announced the Billboard Music Award nominees on Good Morning America. A couple weeks back. And we were talking to her about this kind of transition that you're kind of in the midst of going from a behind the scenes person to being the performer.
Yeah.
First off, what was it like working with her?
Oh man, incredible.
Right?
She's awesome,
so
dude. She's
We
just
both
really
like the
funny.
same snacks. Spicy
That's
Cheetos.
true.
What up?
Really?
Yeah, y'all
Spicy
had a good
Cheetos.
moment about the spicy Cheetos.
It's my
yeah.
jam.
That was
Shout out
hot
Spicy Cheetos.
There you go.
She was just great. You know, she approached us at some point just as someone who appreciated the music. She was like, "I really like your music," and it was awesome to. Yeah, she was like, "I really liked your music. I just wanted to meet you." And I remember being like, "Wait, what? Like, you're one of the most
Julia
prolific
Michaels? You're on
songwriters
the
like
radio."
in the world right now." Like, and it was just cool because, you know, you have that moment where you realize that, again, no matter like what stage you're standing on or who you are or what you've done, like, you just have a cool moment where you realize you're all just music lovers. And out of that came the idea of just getting together and writing. And we wrote in New York one morning. We just got up in the morning and rolled into Quad in the city here and had a cool session. And out of it came a bunch of cool stuff, and Electric Touch was one of them. And it was fun.
Did you guys like vibe at it all or talk about that transition that you guys are both kind of going through? Or?
Yeah, we did, because I think she was in the middle of doing promo, right?
Yeah, she was like, this was right before she released Issues.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So she was like, "Man, promo's crazy."
Yeah.
Like, so it was cool. It's always good to learn from other people. Like when we go out on the road to support another band like Coin or Kevin Garrett when we first went out there, or talking to someone like Julia, like you get to see people along the sort of line graph of steps that you're all on together.
Yeah.
And you can learn from them wherever they are.
Totally.
So it's fun.
It's it's cool to get to talk to acts like you, acts like Julia, because I think there's such a constant reminder to fans today that like if you have a dream, why not you? Right? Like, you don't have to, if you don't want to,
Sure.
if you want to be behind the scenes, it's great. But if you want to be, if you want to take a shot, take it. And you can see kind of the powerful stuff that can happen if you do take that step.
Yeah.
I want to move on to tour though,
Yeah.
because right now you're with Coin, you're supporting Coin on, I think, is that still going on or is that wrapped up?
We just finished the first leg.
Okay.
We both like kind of breaking off to do festivals. We'll be at Hangout Festival this weekend.
Awesome.
Bottle Rock next weekend. Gov Ball, Firefly.
That's a good itinerary.
Every weekend.
So we're gonna keep
Yeah.
busy. We joined back up with Coin mid-June, and that we hit all the West Coast dates with them.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
And then this summer, I'm one of my favorite artists, so I'm excited to hear this news. You're going to be joining Andrew McMahon,
Mhm.
What up?
who was
Yo,
a
I've
former
been listening-
guest on this very show. Did you guys grow up listening to Andrew's stuff?
I've been listening to Andrew since he was something corporate.
Yes,
so
dude,
this
so
for me is
go.
like so
Absolutely.
awesome. Like, I've listened to everything he's done.
That's so dope. It's like a dream come true, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was like me finally like getting to hang, meet, and play with my hero. I'm stoked.
It's surreal. But this all leads up. Well, this is all well and good, and it's cool that the festivals and these opening acts. You guys are gonna head out this September. It kicks off in September on your first ever headlining tour. I think
Yeah.
you kick off September 5th in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Are tickets available yet?
So we just announced it like literally 2 hours ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you heard it here first. Pre-sale tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you sign
Okay.
up for our email newsletter or whatever. Go to disregardmusic.com.
Right on.
Jake is really proud of me right now. You can sign up for our email list and pre-sale. You'll get a code for pre-sale links that go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. General tickets go on sale Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Right on.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun out on the road, like we always do.
Right.
And it's gonna be fall, so it's gonna be nice weather.
Yeah,
Which is
I love
fun.
the fall, man.
my
Autumn's
favorite
my
season.
Yeah, dude, right there.
Very autumnal. It's
Yeah.
it's my jam.
For
So-
those that haven't had the fortune of seeing you guys live and that are watching right now with us here on Facebook, what can they expect from an Arizona live show?
Headbanging,
Lots of headbanging, lots of punk rock.
energy,
Yeah.
lots of bring the energy. Where the energy at, yo?
Yeah.
Better come ready to party. That's it.
Right on. Have the pits like infiltrated your shows yet? I feel like every show I go to now has a pit. It's ridiculous.
Actually, this past show in Philly,
Yeah.
I didn't see
I'll
it.
leave it to Philly.
Yeah, of course, Philly, always.
Yeah,
Philly.
yep.
I didn't get to see it, but like after the show, my friend calls me, he was like, "Yo, bro, did you see the pit I started for you?" I was like with all my friends, I was like, "Yo, Nate's punk rock, he'll love it." I was like, "Yeah, my man, shout out Andy, what up?"
We're into it, man. We're into
That's
it.
hilarious. Well, guys, best of luck this summer. Best of luck on tour, and thank you so much for stopping
Thank you.
by.
Thank you
We
for
really
Thanks for
us.
having us.
Thank you for
Really
having us.
appreciate that.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.